The United States is a big consumer of illicit drugs, with the general bulk of illicit substances being produced outside of the country, which are then trafficked across the borders. Drug trafficking has seen large resources thrown at the issue by both the United States and Mexican governments, as events on both sides of the border produce various criminal activity they must deal with. On the Mexican side of the border, drug trafficking organizations are organized criminal groups commonly known as cartels, who conduct illegal activities to ensure that drugs are moving into their markets across the border in the United States. The Mexican cartels themselves do very little actual producing of substances, which include cocaine, heroin, and marijuana. The production of these substances mainly stems from other southern countries. Mexican drug trafficking organizations are the pivotal crossing point that producers are using to gain access to the massive market the US is providing them. Previously, other trafficking routes were more frequently taken, such as through the Caribbean. However, the dismantling of these saw producers turn to Mexico. By 1991, it was reported that Mexico trafficked roughly 350 tons of cocaine, well over half the product in the United States at this period. A large part of the success of drug trafficking organizations is because of their deep embeddedness within government structures and close ties with political figures at both the state and national levels of Mexico. A cartel known as Sinaloa was founded by people that were previously police officers or in the military, and have used these connections to develop extensive networks of officials that will not interfere with their drug trafficking. These Mexican cartels are seen to be some of the most vile and violent criminal organizations on the planet, regularly turning to violence, kidnapping, extortion, and murder, with most of these activities occurring in Mexico. However, the tool which provides them the most effectiveness in drug trafficking is corruption. It is through corruption that US and Mexican border officials, Mexican law enforcement agencies, and political figures either ignore or actively support and protect those involved. One cartel was estimated to have been paying up to $1 million a week in bribes to officials to keep its trafficking operation active. Two specific cartels I will look into closely are the Sinaloa and Juarez cartels. Both are seen as huge drug traffickers in Mexico, and the Sinaloa cartel is thought to be the largest and most powerful drug trafficking organization in the Western Hemisphere, turning over billions of dollars through its organized crimes operations. Spanning long histories of violence, corruption, and drug trafficking, these cartels make it possible to ensure that large quantities of drugs are moving across the border through the control of key areas of northern Mexico. The Sinaloa cartel operates from the northwest of Mexico, an area known as the Golden Triangle, where they also produce their own opium. The Sinaloa cartel has also been dominant because of its ability to corrupt government and military officials, establishing a strong network within Mexico's political and economic elite, only turning to violence and extortion failing this. The Juarez cartel, based in the city of Juarez, a Mexican border town close to that of El Paso, Texas, has grown to become a powerful drug trafficking organization and a great rival of Sinaloa. In 2012, the then leader of the cartel was sentenced in El Paso to life in prison for drug trafficking and other violent crimes. Other members of this cartel were also sentenced under numerous crimes such as racketeering, money laundering, and several counts of homicide. These prosecutions were made possible due to the extradition of these offenders from Mexico to US officials. Many responses and steps to tackle cartel trafficking operations are being put into place and carried out presently. The United States government has been providing aid to the Mexican government in the form of money, policies, and tactical training for military and police. Increasing the cooperation between the two governments has been seen as a priority in order to impact in the fight against the cartels. Results are yielding some positive outcomes, such as the extradition and prosecution stated earlier. As drug trafficking organizations run much like a business, steps are being taken to find key points where pressure can be applied to interrupt vital aspects of their business operations. This can be done by disrupting their supply chains or markets. Both governments have also been looking for ways to strengthen the Mexican judicial system, with the United States providing $207 million in aid, in hopes that the system might be able to collect evidence and compile cases that result in prosecutions on the Mexican side of the border.